Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about the newly announced HTC 10. As you probably seen, it's been leaked now for several months, but a couple of days ago we actually got the official release from HTC. So what's there to look at? Well, to no one's surprise, the leaks were actually pretty accurate, and the specs, they were actually almost exactly what was leaked. So if we start with the specs, we have a Snapdragon 820 processor. Not too surprisingly, since most of the flagships as far in 2016 has been having that chip. So there was no big surprise, but it's good that they went for the best available right now. And then they also went for 4 GB of DDR4 RAM, which is really good, also up to the standards with 2016 flagship so far. And then they included a 12 megapixel camera. This is a little bit interesting because HTC has always been struggling when it comes to the camera department. They started out with their ultra pixel cameras that had super low resolution, but instead they had super large pixels, which were supposed to bring in more light. But that was not a very good hit, since the pictures were alright, but they were in such a low resolution that you couldn't do much with them except watching them on your screen. If you would blow them up or something, it would just not look very good. But now they stepped up their game, and now they have included a 12 megapixel camera that they actually call Ultra Pixel 2 camera. And this one also has a pretty large sized pixels. I think it's 1.55 micron. And well, basically what that means is that it's going to take in a lot, it's going to be able to take in a lot of light, which is going to make the picture brighter and look better. And they also built in an f1.8 aperture as well as optical image stabilization. So the camera on paper looks super good. And it's probably the same sensor as the S7 Edge has from Samsung. I'm gonna assume that they're using the same sensor from Sony, because that seems like it to be a very popular sensor for smartphones here in 2016. So that is good, but even though you have the good hardware, you need to have the right image processing going around in the background. And hopefully it will be this case. The phone actually won a reward for the world's best smartphone camera here, and that is pretty impressive. So it looks really good, but it's gonna be even clearer when more people get their hands on and they can actually start taking everyday pictures with the camera. But for now it looks really good. And what else? You have a 3000 mAh battery, so that is a decent sized one. It's the same as for example, the Galaxy S7 has. So that is good. It's probably gonna have some decent battery life, and that's always good. And then if we talk about the design, as you can see here on the pictures, they've gone for these huge chamfered edges, as I mentioned before. So this looks to me really good. I like that they have an all metal unibody design, and it just looks really premium. What I'm a little worried about though is that I had a Nexus 6P, and what happened with that one was that it had chamfered edges as well, and those edges were really easily scratched up just a couple of days after buying it. And I'm afraid that that's what's going to happen with the HTC as well, and might be even a bigger problem in this case because they're so large. But I think aesthetically it looks really pretty, and I'm really happy with their design choices here, as well as the camera layout. It looks really pretty with a round subtle circle there with the flash. So HTC has always been famous for their speakers on their flagships, and they have called it HTC Boom Sound. And it started out with the HTC M7 that had these two front-facing speakers that sounded really good, loud and high quality. And they continued this all the way up to the HTC M9. their last year's flagship. But what they have done now is that they still call it boom sound, but they've changed the layout a little bit. So as you can see here on the pictures, it's still two speakers, but one is front facing and one is on the bottom. And the one on the front also acts as an earpiece, but it also acts as a speaker for anything you play out of the phone. So that is really cool. And according to HTC, the bottom one is supposed to act more like a subwoofer, and the top one is supposed to act like a normal speaker. So it's going to be interesting to see how this combination works. And I read some early tests and they think it sounds decent, but as I understand it doesn't sound as good as the last year's boom sound speakers, when there were actually two front-facing speakers. So it might be a little disappointing. However, what they have been able to do, because there's no front-facing speaker now, they have been able to take away that black bar that many people got irritated of in their previous models. So that's gone now and it looks a lot cleaner. And they also added two capacitive buttons along with a fingerprint scanner. And some people hate capacitive buttons and some people love them. And I'm actually a fan of them, it's just my opinion, because I like to have a true full screen device when I'm using it, so I don't need to have some keys taking up screen space. And that's my opinion, and I'm really happy that HTC actually did go for this. So to summarize this all up, I'm really excited for the HTC 10, and I hope, for HTC's sake, that this is going to be their year, and I believe in them. And if I wouldn't have the Galaxy S7 Edge that I have right now, if I wouldn't have that one, that would definitely be a phone that I would consider, because it just looks really, really promising. And I'm gonna see if I can be able to get my hands on one, and so I can do a review on it. So stay tuned for that. But that's it for this video, a little impressions video of the HTC 10 from my point of view. So I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys soon. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you want weekly updates of all different kinds of tech videos. Alright, I'm gonna sign out, and you have a good day.